Doug got around for his wedding ring and his watch. Losing it right now.
Word in the streets is things inside 1017 are going left fast. There are rumors that Pooh Shiesty and his people ran down on Gucci Mane, and that Gucci was pressured to sign paperwork that would cut him out. What makes it crazier is Gucci is the one who brought Shiesty into the game in the first place.
Like, bro, come on, man. Giving you a chance. You probably wouldn't even know him to be a celebrity if he didn't give him a chance.
So now people are calling this one of the coldest backstabs in recent rap history. Mentor and artist, boss and protege. And if even half of these rumors are true, things are about to go down. Here's what we know. The viral claims and the alleged footage. In January 2026, the hip-hop world went absolutely crazy when rumors hit the streets that Pooh Shiesty had orchestrated some real steppa activity against his former big homie, the legendary Atlanta trap god Gucci Mane. The story started going dummy viral when blogger Tasha K slid into Instagram, claiming that Gucci Mane got kidnapped by Pooh Shiesty and held at gunpoint until he signed a contract releasing him from his Death Row Records 2.0 situation. According to her wild post, a very strong source connected with this situation had blessed her with the tea, and she alleged this whole play was executed so Pooh Shiesty could slide out of his contractual obligations and link up with Yo Gotti's CMG label, Gucci Mane's op from way back. The rumor mill was moving at light speed, no cap. YouTube channels all across the platform started dropping videos with clickbait titles suggesting that leaked footage of this alleged lick actually existed and was floating around in certain circles. West Coast blogger Seti Nash came through as one of the first voices to break the story, claiming with mad conviction that Gucci got hit for not just any ice, but his wedding ring and his Raleigh, personal joints that would carry crazy sentimental value.
Doug got around for his wedding ring and his watch. Losing it right now. You ain't got no footage of Gucci getting robbed. Stop the cap. Then leave. If I'm lying, leave.
The plot thickened heavy when Whack 100, the notorious music manager who stays plugged in with street politics and gang ties all across the West Coast, jumped on Seti Nash's live stream and started low-key suggesting there might be some real truth to these claims. His slick comments about video footage being out there added gasoline to an already blazing fire of speculation.
$400 worth of jewelry.
Seti, you talking about the video, man? Come on, man.
Nah, hell nah.
Man. Stop, man.
Nah. That ain't gonna see the light of day.
Yeah, chill out, man.
That ain't gonna see the light of day.
But here's the thing though, despite all the anticipation and the mad clicks these posts were generating, the footage everybody claimed existed never actually dropped in any legit form. YouTube deep dives into the various videos that popped up reveal a consistent pattern that's sus as hell. Content like leaked footage of Gucci Mane getting robbed builds crazy suspense but delivers absolutely zero visuals, just dramatic voiceovers citing exclusive security footage while showing no actual proof that such footage even exists. Some blurry and grainy clips did make the rounds through various channels and social media platforms, but when you really peep game, these joints were determined to be either AI-generated cap or recycled footage from completely unrelated situations, finessed to look relevant. Hernandez Govan, a controversial figure who beat the body in the murder case of the late Memphis rapper Young Dolph, threw some serious fuel on the fire when he started speaking publicly and recklessly about the situation. His words hit different given his documented connections to Memphis street politics and his apparent knowledge of how the southern rap game really moves.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this, man, but no, I'm lying. Hey, Gucci man, LaFleur, you went and signed 100 from Memphis, Tennessee to try to antagonize Gotti all because he your wife. Then you dropped him little and killed Pooh and not Gotti and took Pooh Shiesty from you. How I feel to have Memphis, man, take your wife and your #1 artist.
The streets went absolutely wild when the real ones noticed something major on the gram. Gucci Mane had quietly deleted his "Welcome Home Pooh Shiesty" post from his Instagram account. When Pooh Shiesty touched down from the feds in October 2025, after serving like 3 years of his bid, Gucci had posted what seemed like some real love. Welcome home to a real one. Pooh Shiesty, the energy different now. Same hustle, new chapter. Shiesty back. Free the only way it's supposed to be. Real ones never fold. Time to shake the streets up. WAP, proud of you. 1017 2018. The fact that he ghost deleted this post was interpreted by mad observers as undeniable confirmation that something foul had went down between the former OG and his young gunner. But was there ever actually any legit footage showing anybody running down on Gucci Mane? The answer, despite all the noise and speculation, is a hard no. No verifiable footage exists that substantiates any of the claims. No police reports got filed, no court documents surfaced, and no credible journalistic documentation emerged to support the wild allegations. The viral footage that supposedly captured the lick turned out to be nothing more than speculation, repackaged and presented as facts, commentary videos filled with dramatic narration, devoid of actual receipts, and recycled clips from unrelated incidents being finessed to generate views and engagement. Gucci Mane himself appeared to clap back at the swirling rumors in his own slick way. He posted a flick on Instagram, flexing his jewelry collection heavy with the caption, "We only roll diamond splits," which the hip-hop community widely interpreted as his classic understated way of showing the world he still had his wedding ring, and hadn't in fact gotten his took. The move was vintage guwap, addressing the controversy without directly acknowledging it, maintaining his mystique while low-key debunking the cap. Industry figures who actually know how the music biz operates weighed in with healthy skepticism about how feasible and logical this alleged scenario really was. On the influential podcast No Jumper, the host chopped it up for a minute, analyzing the rumors from every angle.
I hit a couple industry insiders just to get their thoughts, like, yo, you think this is true? They all heard the same rumor as me, and they all weren't able to confirm 100%.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? It's one thing. If he got a release, then maybe it's some truth to it.
Yeah.
If he don't got a release, there's no truth to it. But I think it's bullshit because why would Pooh Shiesty's, we haven't heard Gucci Mane mention any of this, and why would Pooh Shiesty's team put that out when this is identical to the same type of case, controlling case, he just did time in the feds on?
Even Whack 100, despite his earlier slick suggestions about video footage being in the cut, ultimately dismissed the robbery story as not adding up. He pointed to the crucial fact that Pooh Shiesty was still on the ankle monitor in a halfway house and remained under strict federal supervision, making such hot boy activity not just risky, but potentially career-ending and freedom-ending. Anybody who knows how the feds move understood that violating the terms of supervised release could result in getting booked back up immediately to serve the rest of the original sentence and potentially catch new charges on top. The fundamental problem with the leaked footage narrative becomes glaringly obvious when you really break down the basic geographical and legal constraints facing the alleged participants. Pooh Shiesty was on house arrest in Dallas, Texas, with mad restrictions on his movement until April 2026. Gucci Mane, meanwhile, stays posted up in Florida and slides to Atlanta periodically for business. The logistics of Pooh Shiesty personally orchestrating or being present for some violent confrontation while the feds got eyes on him simply didn't add up to anybody with common sense.
That is true.
So, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, it gotta be some bull.
And that's my thing too, is that
Unless he's that damn stupid.
Gucci lives in Miami. He
lives in Florida.
He probably goes to Atlanta a bit, maybe Memphis. I don't know. Like, where would this have taken place? Pooh is in Dallas, right?
Pooh's in Dallas.
The whole episode exposed something real about how the game works now and how the hip-hop ecosystem moves. Crazy claims can spread with viral velocity, regardless of whether there's any factual foundation, and the appetite for beef and drama always outpaces the demand for verification. Content creators figured out they could rack up millions of views simply by presenting rumors as breaking news, leaving the audience to figure out what's real and what's manufactured for clout. The history behind the tension. To understand why these particular rumors caught fire like that and resonated so deep with the culture, you gotta dig into the tangled web of relationships, grievances, and long simmering smoke between Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Mane, Yo Gotti, and the late Big Scarr. This story goes way deeper than just an alleged lick. It encompasses that deep-rooted animosity between two of hip-hop's most influential and territorial bosses from the Dirty South, a tragic death that shattered a tight-knit family, serious accusations of snaking and financial exploitation at the highest highest levels of the rap game, and that ever-present friction between Memphis and Atlanta that's been defining Southern rap politics for decades on decades. Pooh Shiesty officially signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 Records in April 2020, linking up with one of trap music's most foundational and historically significant figures in the game. The partnership initially went crazy, with spectacular results that exceeded even the most optimistic projections from the label. Pooh's breakout banger, Back in Blood, featuring Lil Durk, became an undeniable cultural phenomenon that had the streets on lock, peaking at an impressive number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 and establishing him as one of the most exciting new voices in the game. His debut mixtape, Shiesty Season, went even harder commercially, reaching number 3 on the Billboard 200 and demonstrating that Pooh possessed not just hit-making ability, but genuine tape-selling appeal. Gucci positioned himself publicly as the OG mentor figure invested in Pooh's come-up, and Pooh reciprocated by expressing mad gratitude for the opportunity Guwap had extended to him. But beneath the surface of this apparently successful business arrangement lurked an older, more personal, and way more combustible beef that threatened to consume everything in its path. Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti been beefing heavy for well over a decade now. The static allegedly started from a seemingly petty dispute over release date conflicts back in 2012. Gucci wanted to drop his anticipated project on October 17, 10/17, matching the name of his label, and Yo Gotti planned his own drop for the same exact date. But according to multiple sources who know what really went down, the real source of the lasting animosity runs way deeper than scheduling conflicts and promotional strategies.
Nah, then it was like, to me, I still felt like he was cool because like, then he got on the radio and said something. Mm-hmm. That's when it was like, okay, I don't cross that line. Like it's, you know what I mean? It'll never be like we cool no more.
Now I'm gonna go bang his girl.
I had already done that.
Oh, okay. So you banged your partner's girl?
The revelation that changed the whole dynamic forever dropped when Yo Gotti confirmed during an appearance on The Breakfast Club that he had been messing with Keisha Kawar, the woman who would eventually become Gucci Mane's wifey during one of Gucci's bids. This wild admission transformed what might have been a manageable industry beef between competitors into something intensely and permanently personal, the kind of snake move that no amount of time or success can truly heal in the streets. Memphis native Stan G, who came through on the No Jumper podcast to offer his perspective on the situation, provided a provocative and widely discussed breakdown of Gucci's subsequent strategic moves in the music industry. He argued that Gucci has been engaged in deliberate war tactics against Yo Gotti by systematically and strategically signing Memphis artists to diminish Gotti's dominance and influence in his own city. Stan G claimed that every time Gucci gets into significant smoke with someone, he responds by locking down their city through aggressive talent acquisition, signing all the hottest and most promising artists from that region. This provocative theory gained serious credibility when you peep exactly who Gucci had signed to 1017 Records during the period his beef with Yo Gotti was getting more intense. Pooh Shiesty, Big Scarr, Big Walk Dog, and several other turned Memphis artists all joined the 1017 roster, effectively creating a talent pipeline from Gotti's home turf straight to Gucci's label. Then, in November 2024, Gucci made the stunning announcement that he was dropping almost his entire roster, with the sole exceptions of Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. Industry observers immediately peeped that a wild amount of those who got cut from their contracts were Memphis artists, suggesting that whatever strategic purpose they had served might have run its course. The relationship between Gucci and Pooh became exponentially more complicated and emotionally charged following the tragic loss of Big Scarr, Pooh Shiesty's blood cousin and a fellow 1017 signee, in December 2022. Big Scarr passed away from an accidental prescription drug overdose at the heartbreakingly young age of 22. He had been one of 1017's most promising artists, dropping music that racked up tens of millions of views and demonstrating the kind of authentic street credibility that you can't manufacture or fake. What went down after his death would create a rift that some believe planted the seeds for the current explosive drama. Big Scarr's devastated family initially accused Gucci Mane of promising to cover the funeral, but then failing to come through on that commitment. Big Scarr's sister took to social media with inflammatory claims, alleging that Gucci said he couldn't pay for the homegoing service because his wife's birthday was pulling up, a claim that struck many as tone-deaf at best and disrespectful as hell at worst. Even more inflammatory and hurtful was the allegation that Gucci demanded the return of Big Scarr's 1017 chains, the iced-out jewelry the family viewed as earned through Scarr's talent and grind, and as precious sentimental keepsakes of their deceased deceased loved one that carried irreplaceable emotional value.
Before anyone get to speaking on some they don't know about, yes, he asked for the chains back, and no, he's not getting them back. My brother earned it. My brother mean everything to us, and for him to do him like that is low down as He said that he couldn't pay for the funeral because his wife's birthday coming up. Dude, you're a millionaire, Gucci.
Gucci's wifey, Keishia Kawar, clapped back swift by posting receipts, documenting that $10,000 was sent from Gucci personally, and another $10,000 came from Atlantic Records, the major label that distributed 1017's releases. Big Scarr's pops subsequently came out publicly to thank Gucci and confirmed that the bread was indeed received, while Scarr's brother issued an apology, acknowledging that things were said in the heat of grief that shouldn't have been said, but the damage to underlying relationships and trust may have already been done permanently, especially for Pooh Shiesty, who was locked in the feds, unable to protect his cousin's memory or mediate the conflict. The funeral controversy carried particular weight and lasting significance because of the crazy close bond Pooh Shiesty shared with Big Scarr. They weren't just label mates, but blood relatives who had grown up together and navigated the treacherous waters of the Memphis streets side by side, putting in work and looking out for each other. When Pooh finally touched down from his bid and spoke real with XXL magazine, he opened up with raw emotion about how losing his cousin while incarcerated had affected him deep.
With me being in there and having some alone time to think, I could really agree with it, but like to this day, I still ain't really got over that, you know what I'm saying? So it's my little cousin, like I was there, you know, every step of the way until, unfortunately, I wasn't there no more, you know? So me coming home to that, like being in there when you hear a death and, you know, you get the bad news, it don't feel real. Especially like without you being able to go to a funeral or see him like right there. So it just like, it's like a whole different world in there, so it ain't feel real. But me getting out here not being able to see him or call him or him to tell me welcome home, you know, still messing with me for real, so I ain't really got over it yet.
Meanwhile, as tensions between Pooh and Gucci apparently festered beneath the surface, Yo Gotti and CMG artists had been showing Pooh Shiesty major love and support. When Pooh touched down from federal custody in October 2025, Big 30, a rising Memphis artist signed to Moneybagg Yo, who moves under Yo Gotti's CMG umbrella, pulled up personally to greet him at the gates and blessed him with an extravagant bag of $200,000 in cash. By stark and telling contrast, Gucci Mane's welcome consisted solely of an Instagram post, a post he would subsequently and quietly delete from his page without explanation. This crazy contrast in how each side showed up for him didn't escape the notice of industry observers and Day One fans. The Memphis connection, rooted in shared geography, culture, and that unbreakable loyalty, was proving demonstrably stronger than the Atlanta business arrangement that Gucci had established through contracts and promotional opportunities. The streets were watching close, and what they saw was a young boss coming home to open arms and bags from one side and digital distance from the other. The signs of a split and what comes next. The evidence of deteriorating relations between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane accumulated rapid and unmistakable in the weeks following Pooh's release from federal custody. Those paying close attention to the subtle signals in public communications noticed a consistent pattern emerging, one that lent substantial credibility to rumors of a major and potentially permanent falling out, even if the specific and dramatic violent robbery allegations remained entirely unverified and hella questionable. The first truly significant red flag materialized prominently in Pooh Shiesty's highly anticipated comeback single FDO, First Day Out, which he dropped in December 2025 to considerable fanfare and commercial success. Industry analysts and devoted fans immediately caught a telling detail. Pooh explicitly shouted out Yo Gotti in the track, but conspicuously and entirely omitted any mention whatsoever of Gucci Mane, the man who remained on paper his actual label owner and the person who had given him his major label opportunity in the first place. The specific bars that caused such a tremendous stir were, "Where I'm from got Yo Gotti toting a Drake," and the enigmatic line, "My grandma told me to keep my grass low the whole time I'm a snake."
When you listen to the FDO song that Pooh Shiesty put out, he's shouting out Yo Gotti. Anybody who f***s with Gucci Mane, it seems to me, you do not f*** with Yo Gotti. Like, these lines have been drawn in the sand. That's not like a cool thing. If you're signed to Gucci Mane, you are not showing Yo Gotti love. So that right there stands out to me too.
Adding substantial weight to the mounting intrigue, Pooh Shiesty posted a message on Instagram in January 2026 that read like a public indictment of everybody who had failed him during his bid and subsequent release. He stated explicitly and without qualification that his pops and his videographer were the only two in the world that gave me something on my release. The message continued with bitter clarity: no label, no family, no rap dudes or rap no friends, no homies, not even a bitch. For an artist fresh out the feds after serving significant time while under contract to a major label operated by one of hip-hop's most successful figures, this was nothing short of a damning and very public indictment of how he got treated. The internet rapidly descended into frenzied speculation that Pooh had already made covert moves to sign with CMG and dip out on his 1017 obligations entirely. Google's AI-generated search results briefly and remarkably suggested that Pooh Shiesty had indeed signed to CMG and was in the process of launching his own imprint called CGE, Shiesty Season, under their corporate umbrella. While these AI-generated summaries can't be considered definitive proof of anything, they indicated that the online chatter and speculation had reached such an overwhelming volume that search algorithms were actually incorporating the unverified claims into their outputs. However, careful verification of Pooh's actual documented label status tells a considerably more nuanced and legally complex story. When FDO dropped commercially, the distribution credits clearly indicated it was released through 1017 to Atlantic Records. As DJ Academics astutely noted during his coverage of the situation, regardless of personal feelings, public statements of grievance, or wild rumors of backdooring, the contract apparently still legally binds Pooh to Gucci's label for his current and potentially future releases. The question of whether actual violence went down between the parties remains definitively unanswered, but the business and career implications of the apparent rift are crystal clear to anybody familiar with how the rap game moves. Gucci Mane possesses the contractual power to put artists on the shelf, industry terminology, meaning he can refuse to release or promote an artist's music, block projects from ever seeing the light of day, and effectively freeze an artist's career indefinitely while they remain technically under contract. If the relationship has truly and irrevocably gone left, Pooh Shiesty could find himself stuck in contractual limbo for years, regardless of whether any actual lick ever took place. The legendary Louisiana rapper Boozy Badass weighed in publicly on the deteriorating situation, emphasizing with characteristic bluntness the debt of gratitude he believes Pooh owes to Gucci for his whole career breakthrough and everything that came after.
Like, bro, come on, man. Giving you a chance. You probably wouldn't even know him to be a celebrity if he didn't give him a chance.
Oh yeah, no, you could easily say that Pooh Shiesty would not be where he is on any level if Gucci didn't come in and co-sign.
The looming possibility of catching new charges adds another dimension of gravity and potential tragedy to this already complicated situation. Pooh Shiesty served federal time on serious firearms conspiracy charges related to a 2020 incident in Florida where two dudes got hit during a failed transaction. He got released early on good behavior, but remains under strict federal supervision until April 2026, with his movements monitored and his freedom conditional on staying clean. If any credible evidence emerged linking him to violent crimes committed after his release, the consequences would be catastrophic and career-ending, straight back to the feds with enhanced time. As multiple commentators have noted with evident concern, it would be extraordinarily and almost unbelievably reckless for someone in his precarious legal position to participate in or orchestrate a violent lick of any kind.
Well, but the case that he caught with the green Lambo was just basically him meeting up with some random trapper.
It was him what?
He met up with some random
what happened?
trapper.
A robbery?
Pulled out a Draco. Took his
A
shit.
robbery.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Right?
A little similar, yeah.
But so what I'm saying is, I don't want to believe that Pooh is that damn dumb or his people is that damn stupid to say these things if this happened while this man is in a halfway house and if the so-called victim hasn't spoke on it.
Hernandez Govan, despite his inflammatory claims about the alleged robbery and his apparent knowledge of the situation, made one remarkably significant statement. He bet his social security number that Gucci and Pooh Shiesty would never be seen standing together in a photograph again or collaborating on music for the foreseeable future. This bold prediction suggests that regardless of whether the specific robbery allegations hold any truth, those with insider knowledge believe the relationship between the former OG and his young gunner is irreparably and permanently damaged. No reconciliation in sight. The broader context of 1017's troubled and tragic history adds yet another dimension to this unfolding story of ambition, betrayal, and consequence. The label has been described repeatedly by critics and observers as cursed, with multiple artists experiencing devastating legal troubles, dramatic career setbacks, or untimely death while signed to the imprint. The sobering list includes the late Big Scarr, Fujiano, Soprano, who remains locked up, and various other artists who have publicly and acrimoniously fallen out with Gucci over the years. Gucci himself has spoken candidly about his own profound struggles with mental health, including diagnoses of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, conditions which his wifey Keishia helps him manage through medication and careful monitoring of his behavior and moods. What happens next in this saga remains genuinely uncertain and impossible to predict with confidence. Pooh Shiesty has been actively teasing new music and a forthcoming album on social media, suggesting he intends to keep his foot on the gas regardless of the turmoil. Gucci Mane has remained largely silent on the controversy in any direct way, offering only indirect and interpretable responses through carefully curated social media posts. The cold and impersonal legal machinery of contracts, recording agreements, and federal supervision will ultimately determine much of what unfolds in the coming months and years. But one thing emerges as absolutely clear from this thorough examination. The footage that the internet breathlessly claimed showed Pooh Shiesty trying to smoke or harm Gucci Mane never actually existed in any verifiable form. The viral footage was manufactured hype designed to generate clicks and engagement, speculation dressed up as revelation by content creators hungry for views, and commentary masquerading as hard evidence in an ecosystem that rewards controversy over accuracy. What does genuinely exist is a complicated and deeply human story of loyalty and snaking, OG and young shooter, Memphis and Atlanta, family tragedy and business ambition, and the inevitable and often violent collisions that occur when personal grievances intersect with business arrangements in the high-stakes and unforgiving world of hip-hop. The streets may indeed be talking, but as of now, they're mostly talking in rumors, speculation, and unverified claims. The truth, as always, remains considerably more elusive and nuanced than the viral headlines suggest. For now, we wait and watch, because in this game, the only thing certain is that the drama never stops. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.